bodybuilder to come out. Imagine that beautiful body, that sexy looking body being enjoyed by a fellow man. Welcome to Just Beast. I'm your trainer Jasper Bravo. Today I'm doing a different video. I'm going to list to you my top aesthetic bodybuilders of all time, because you know in this channel we are all about aesthetics, and you know according to the definition of aesthetics, these are not the people who had the biggest bodies or people who had the leanest bodies, but these are the people who had the best, well-round shouldered, the V-tape shape, all that well developed back, awesome abs, you know, with a very sizable, manageable. We're talking about those size of bodies that when you see, you want to be like, not those, the one you look at and you fear. These are the bodies that we are all looking for. These are not those bodies that are just a bunch of muscles and no representation of health. Here we are talking about the real OGs, the people who are the best bodies, the people that we look at and you're like, I want to look like that. And we are starting with the people who look the worst and the people who look the best. These are the best people according to me, but I'm just going in the order according to the best. So the last person is going to be a person that I'm saying is the best body look, the best body in history of bodybuilding. Yeah. The most aesthetic body in history. We're starting with number one. Number one is Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, why am I starting with number one? No, this is number one, but of course it's number last because it's number 10. Okay, so number 10 is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and especially when he was in early 20s, when this guy did not have the overly developed body. I can see, because this time the guy had very well developed shoulders, and his pose were like one of the best. Especially he had that front double biceps where he used to turn his shoulder around. The guy looked epic, and he had, like, in history of bodybuilding, this guy just had the best, one of the best chest and one of the best biceps. This guy used to curl more than 150 pounds, guys. So this guy is just a guy that will place him in number 10 because he had, according to me, he had an epic body and very well balanced body. Because when you're talking about aesthetics, you're not talking about just size, but also the proportion of the body and how symmetrical the body is. So in number 10, I'm going to place Arnold Schwarzenegger. Number 9, I'm going to go with Chris Bumstead. So Chris Bumstead is the current Mr. Olympia male physique, and the guy just has an awesome, in fact many times he's compared with Arnold Schwarzenegger because of the symmetry that he has, and his height and his curves and his back and chest especially. And according to me, there's a discussion, there's a discussion that I can have about that. There's a debate we can still hold on over whether these guys look the same, but according to me, I will say that Chris Bumstead looks a bit better than Arnold, because he's leaner, and nowadays the bodybuilding right now requires people to be leaner compared to back in the days. Nowadays they are required to be much leaner, so I think that makes the muscles pop much more compared to back then. But generally, I'll just put them head to head. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bumstead are just at par according to my opinion. The person I'm going to place number 8 will be Lee Haney. This guy is one of the oldest guys in aesthetics and bodybuilding. The guy had a very awesome, very small waist and very awesome quads. I think the guy also has a very beautiful, well-round peak of biceps. This guy had a very, I don't know if he really won the Mr. Olympia, but if he never did, this guy deserved to, because he's on the bigger side. As well, these guys I'm starting with, the guys who are on the bigger side. That's why they're performing worse, because their bodies are not that achievable naturally, but they are very epic. Those bodies that you look at and you're like, this guy looks beautiful. He has a beautiful body. And now that takes me to number 7. Now I'm getting closer to the guys who are really looking realistic, people who look at and you're like, I want to look like that guy. In number 7, I'm going to give it to none other than another Lee, a guy called Lee Labrada. This guy has an awesome shoulder. He has an awesome legs. The guy's legs are so especially the quads are so formed. You see the teardrops and you're like, this guy is just from another planet. The guy has a very small waist, not that small, but very nice, very beautiful waist. The arms is so nice. The chest, especially that time, that place where is giving us this, when he has that side pose of the chest is popping as though it wants to come out. So Lila Brother is the guy that I'm going to give number 7. I know arguably he's supposed to be at least in the top 5, but I'm just giving him number 7 because they're just other guys. But this guy is just that body that if you have, you're just not going to mind having. He's just an epic guy. The guy was, I think he's Indian, and he had an awesome body. And after Lila Brother number 6, I'm going to give to none other than Mohammed Makawi. This guy has an awesome body. The abs, especially in the obliques, are so nice. And the triceps, bro, just looks like, it looks like the horse leg triceps. And the chest, these guys were just in another level. The guy looked nice. It's just somebody that I look at and I'm like, even the legs, the guy has really proportion. So in the top 5 here, guys, these guys are just they almost just look the same. But since I just had to rate, I just have to rate. So let me just give him the number 6. But he could also, he's also another guy who deserves to be in the top 5. And now stepping into top 5, my niggas, my people, my bros, my Negroes. Number 5, I'm going to give to none other than, this guy is called Serge Nubret. Serge Nubret. Hey, I don't know whether it's Serge Nubert or Nubret, but Serge, this guy had an awesome. I used to go to the first gym I joined when I was just starting working out, when I was just 18, because I started working out when I was 18. And this guy's pic used to be on the wall of the gym where I used to work out as. And this guy, I used to look at his chest and I was like, I love this guy's body. The guy is so full. He's not that lean, he's just lean enough. The chest is just crazy, it's just another level, especially when he gives you that side view. You just look at the cut in between his chest and you're like, this is just what I want. And the shoulders, bro, the shoulders, you just see the lines on the shoulders, you just can't help but admire. So this guy is called Serge. I'm just going to give him the number 5. These are the top. In special, he's supposed to be given even number 1, but now since I just have to rate, it's just going to be number 5. You guys can also tell me in your comments if you think my arrangement is funny for you. It's just weird. There are other people you'd prefer in another level, but this guy I'm just going to give him number 5 for now. Just forgive me. Direct to number 4. Number 4 I'm giving to Samir Banaut. Samir Banaut. This guy had an epic chest. This guy has an epic legs. You know, I'm just looking at him right now and I'm like, these guys, how comes this guy was just in the wrong era? These are people, if you bring them right now, they'll wash everybody in the classic division, by the way. These guys are just people, they could not win because they're just in the wrong time. If you could just spread these people all over the years, these guys could be whooping people's ass in the Arnold Classic and Mr. Olympia. So Samir is just another epic looking guy. Just look at that arm and you're like, bro, this is a real aesthetic. This is a real aesthetic. These are those, is aesthetic with not too much size, but the size that you can look at and you're like, I would like that. This is that one that even if a girl looks at it and a girl will be like, I like that guy. That one, I will just like that one to be my boyfriend. So Samir is going to be given number 4. Say to number 3. Only one of the most aesthetic body in history is called Frank Zane. I know you guys know Frank Zane very well. Frank Zane had very awesome abs. The guy's abs could see from a distance. His arm was so lean and so shredded, and the guy was just the right size. He was not too big, he was not too small, and he was lean enough. This guy, just look at it, it was like, he's the true definition of aesthetics. This is a true definition of being a lean, well-developed athlete. So, Frank Zane will just be in my top. Top 4. He was supposed to be in top 3, but I'll just have in. Oh yeah, he's in top 3. He's number 3. He could not be anywhere else. Frank Zane couldn't be anywhere. He has been top 3. And now to top 2. Who are these people who are competing for the top 2? The silver and the gold are mine. Silver medal goes to none other than, guess it right, Steve Reeves or Steven Reeves. This guy was just a sexy man. This guy was just a sexy man. The guy is no homo, but the guy looks so nice. They look so beautiful. Just look at his arms, the way his arms are shredded. I can only compare him to myself. You know, this guy looks so nice. He looks so sexy that this guy had very, you look at the upper body, the lower body, and you're like, the lower body is just not too big. Because the guys look at their legs and you're like, bro, you look so good, but your legs is just too big. You get? Or you look at their legs, the legs look so good, but you look at the upper side, like, bro, your upper side is just too big, you're just too bulked. I'm happy for you, but I don't like to be like you. Like what people usually do in the Olympia. They say that Olympia people like to watch those people, but then they don't like to be those people because you will not like to look like those people. So, gold medal goes to none other than Bob Paris. Bob Paris, this is just the guy who has the most aesthetic body, according to me, in history of bodybuilding. This guy has an awesome chest. The guy has awesome arms. The guy has awesome legs. The body is so much balanced that you can't, the traps is so much popping that you can't imagine if he had anything different. So, I can't imagine anybody winning this but Bob Paris. A very fun fact, short story about Bob Paris is just, this guy was the first bodybuilder to ever come out to be gay. He was the first bodybuilder to come out. Imagine that beautiful body, that sexy looking body being enjoyed by a fellow man. Let me see you in the next one.